Ewa, yakachena.
Welcome back to another video. My name is Simply Rhoda and this is my YouTube channel. If it's the first time on my channel, honey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you're a returning survey, again, I want to say thank you for always clicking to watch my video. The title below, yeah, you know what we are going to talk about. In this video, guys, I'm giving you an update of my borehole. A couple of weeks ago, I came here crying about how the borehole was done, and you know, I had lost hope on that borehole. So guys, today I came back bearing good news. But before I share the good news, guys, I want to tell you how it happened and what led us to be here. So guys, as you know, I have always spoken about having a borehole in my place since I wanted everything to flow well in terms of building and the rest of the things that were left to be done, and other stages I wanted to do, but without a borehole. That made me wait a little bit. I tried to contact my neighbors since I wanted to share their boreholes, which is something that a lot of people came here and condemned, like looking at the situation in Zimbabwe and how it may end up to be. So I listened to you guys. I started budgeting for a borehole, which, you know, took me a little longer because it's not cheap to drill a borehole in Zimbabwe. So I took my time. I gathered all the funds. Once I was, you know, ready to go, I asked around for recommendations of people who can do a good job. In my mind, I didn't want to do this twice, so I thought I was doing a good thing. So I asked for people who has boreholes in my community to recommend, since I know that if their borehole was drilled in our community, so there is a better chance of me getting the same good service from the drilling companies, you know. So I went ahead and got one that was referred to me. In fact, that was not the first time this company was referred to me. I was referred to this person a couple of months ago when I was in Zimbabwe, and you know, I kept the number, and then when I was ready to drill, I also asked around because I wanted to have different opinions, you know, and also compare based on what people's experiences. I also got recommended of the same person again, so I was like, maybe they do a really good job, so I was gonna contract them for my borehole, which I did. I thought I was very smart by, you know, scrutinizing and asking for, you know, recommendations of this particular person. To cut the long story short, I contacted the people, and you know, they told me that, okay, when you are ready, we're gonna be there. So what I did like communicate with them a day before, and the next day they told me they are ready to come and stuff like that. Little did I know that there are some papers that were required to have prior to drilling, of which these people that drills, they know about this. So I was ill advised. And you remember, I came here and said that we were asked to pay Chiwoko Momwe, which was something that I was not proud of. But anyway, we can go ahead. We did that. We paid, and those guys drill. Guys, the guys did a very bad job. That's the worst. Little did I know that I was working with bogus people. Anyway, now coming back, the person who was referred to me was not the person who actually drills, and was also not the person who owns this company. This person is a middleman. This is a person whose responsibility is to find drilling companies, and then maybe he gets commission out of this. So I didn't know, of which this is, if it was something that I knew from the beginning that he was a middleman, I was talking to a middleman, I wouldn't have contracted him, because I know, having experience, you know, you guys, you watch my videos, I have had a lot of situations whereby the job was messed on my property. So I tried to protect myself from people like that. So little did I know, you know, guys, I really didn't know that this person was a middleman. I only got to know about it after the job was messed. Anyway, I want to say thank you to one of my neighbors who really stood by me to make sure that this thing was resolved. So yeah, they drew the borehole. There were a lot of mistakes or stages that were cut short. They did a shortcut job, guys. We later on discover when they drilled and left, and now it was the time for us to put the pump. You know, they said they've drilled, they've done the job. of which the person who was present when the borehole was drilled was also an amateur. That's my sister, and I can say she didn't have any experience at all, and she doesn't know how it goes. She only knows that people drill, but she has never witnessed an actual borehole being drilled, a successful borehole. So she didn't know. She was just listening to what they say is what they what she believed in. So these guys, we later realized that these guys, we paid for a 40-meter drill borehole. We paid them to drill like 40 meters, but then later we realized that these guys only drill about 20 something meters. To make the matters worse, these guys use the cheapest pipes that could easily burst. These were very cheap pipes they use for the borehole, also very short pipes, and these people, upon drilling, they didn't even flush the borehole. They just left the borehole and left it like that with madaka mkati. So when the guys that came, we had to come and fix up the pump. Upon putting the pump inside the borehole, the pump started sucking mud, and that was only mud coming out. And they quickly stopped and tell us that the borehole is full of mud. There's no water in the borehole. It's just madaka, and they quickly pull out the pump, to protect it from, damaging it and lose also. So upon doing that, guys, I started communicating with these people like, okay, come and check what's wrong with the borehole. And I contacted the person I had paid the money to, whom I thought was the person who was going to drill or was the person who owns this company. So this person, that's when we started to realize that, okay, he was just a middleman, and he was talking of, okay, I'll try to talk to the guys who drill, but I've done my part, my job, and these guys are refusing to come. I can give you the number. I was like, wait a minute, why would you give me a number to talk to somebody, yet I gave you the money? You say you are the one who drill. That's when my issue started with this guy, and things started to shake. Then we went on back and forth, and that's when he said, you know what, I am a plumber. My job is to look for people who drills and people I've worked with and stuff like that. I'm not the one who drill. I was like, wait a minute, you told me you are the one who drilled. So that's when my issue started, and that's when I panicked, and I just realized that, okay, I'm losing the money. That's when I had no hopes at all. I just saw myself losing all the money that I pumped on that ball that was not functioning. So I went now back to the person who referred me, who is in the community, and the person was like, what? I'm really shocked because my borehole is working. I worked with this person. I didn't know that he was also a middleman. But then I think he did a very stupid job, although he was doing good job somewhere else. But on that particular day, he later on confessed that he was not available because his dad was sick. He had to take his dad to hospital. He only sent the boys to come. So upon these boys coming, I think they wanted to save a lot of money by putting cheap quality pipes, as well as not drilling to the agreed meters. They wanted to save money on pipes, whereas they were going to pocket it and not pay their boss. It's only later we realized that the money I gave them, it was like they paid to the company half of that. So these guys actually pocketed the money and went on to buy very cheap quality pipes, so as to save a lot of money for themselves. But I think they were just so crazy not to realize that what the job they were doing was not going to last, and it was going to backfire. I don't know what was really going in their mind. Maybe that's what they do, and some places they are so successful. But then on my property, it didn't work. The moment they left, the borehole collapsed. And also they didn't actually drill the agreed meters. So the borehole collapsed, and then it was only dark. So we went back and forth, and then I created a group, and they added this agent in the group, as well as added the neighbor who had referred me, who had highly recommended these people. And we started talking, and this neighbor was like, okay, I contracted you on my borehole. I never had a problem. And now I gave you another job. That's my sister's house. We want the borehole to function. I'm giving you give them a time frame, like I'm giving you until tomorrow to see what you can do. Come back to the property and see what you can do. Then they say, I think it needs to be flashed. You need to look for people who can flash. And I was like, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to, when you drill a bore, they're supposed to flash the borehole before they left? The next time we need is just to put the pump and pump the water. We don't need to also contract another person to come and do that job, you know. So anyway, we just thought maybe there is hope, there's water in the bowl. We wanted to contract other people to come and, you know, flash the bowl, which was another added cost of my part. And upon flashing, this guy said there is no water in the borehole. It's just that is coming out. This borehole is either it has collapsed or they never get to the point where they reach the water. And also this borehole is not up to 40 meters. It's way less than that. We are only reaching about 28 meters. Guys, I was in shock. So we went back and forth until this a guy had to, you know, pull in those people that he had contracted to do the ball in the group. Guys, the people shouted at each other. They started, you know, leaking their shitty jobs in the group. You know, I'm just gonna put this audio so y'all you can hear like this one. Here, this was.
I think area and the other site. Saga, no mistake, yes. But they're willing to come tomorrow. Then to Saga solution.
I don't think it's necessary for me to be there because I was just a driver of that company that drilled your ball, but now I'm no longer waiting for GM construction. So I think it's very necessary for the company representative to be there, and I think Munanufana Papo is the owner of the company, that is JM construction. But I think because of but are responsible for this. I'm sure you know how best can we solve this issue. So if possible, guys, you are responsible for this. Try by all means to help this man.
And secho kwadi inofanira kuitwa nyaya inokurumidza kuti client ive happy. Rega indiso kutaura kwangu ndichidai kuti inini samanigate ndakafonerwa na Mr. Matanda kuti ndiite this job red drilling. Ma India a Owen vane ma agency avo anopfuura 4-5. Vani wacho anovete ndai nzobo. Owen ndakatoona andimirira pama robots epamabvazuva afonerwa na Tendai nzobo. Owen akauya akasvika pasite, Tendai achibva asvika pasite. Owen akasaita nzvimbo akataurira inini na Tendai kuti apa ndo pane mvura. Ndo paakutanga mubvunzo wangu. Uyezve ndo paakutanga chichemo changu kuna Owen. Owen akati apa pane mvura. Doesn't matter ngatimbomira nyaya double casing, ngatimbomira nyaya ye class 6. Owen akati apa ndo pane mvura. Pakadriliwa vakomana vakazoflasha vechipiri vatakadedza ini na Mr. Matanda vakaona kuti mvura hapana. Here comes the question to Owen. Why did you cite the place isina mvura? Ukaudza inini ndikaudza Tendai kuti pane mvura. Padriliwa na Owen pane mvura. But at the end takaona kuti hapana mvura. Kuona kwacho kuti hapana mvura zvakanga zvaitwa neni na Mr. Matanda. Without you, Owen. Without Tendai akanga ariwo kune project. He called me, akanga ariwo kubasa rakanga ari. Murungu wako Jeham akafonerwa na Mr. Matanda kuti auye panzvimbo. Akatadza kuya panzvimbo. Ndikazviita inini na Mr. Matanda. That was my first question. My second question, Owen, ndinonzwa pane machati andinawo ari kunzi iwewe wakati ndiwe wakatenga mapipe ma class 9 ku Pro Plastic. Owen, you are lying. You are not the one who bought my pipes ku Pro Plastic. It's Manigate. The name Albert Mashatise akatenga mapipe ku Pro Plastic. Akauya mapipe Mr. Matanda ndikavatumira ma videos ndiwo akandiudza kuti ndiite manual. Ndikakutumira ma photos andakaita manual. Anzadzi ye client was on the site. Ndaita manual, mapipe akaramba kupinda pakapinda 4 akabva aguma. Vanhu vakazoya for flashing vakatrya. Pipe ikaramba kupinda 1. Vakabuda ne result yekuti bore rakakolapsa. That was my second question. And you didn't tell me. Urukuta wakataura iwewe muma audio ukataura kumurungu wako uyeva kunana whatever wakataura Mr. Matanda. Ndakakubvunza Mr. Matanda vaisa Ed call kuti wakandiudza here kuti urikuisa ma class 6 class 6 hauna kupindura. Ndakabvunza for the second wakandiudza here kuti urikuisa ma class 6 hauna kudaira. Mr. Matanda vakakuti answer the question. Hauna kudaira. Andite later bora collapse ndo pakundiudza kuti mutemo wedu isusu class 9 tinoita 1100 and you didn't tell me that. Hauna kundiudza izvozvo. Wakazondiudza after borehole rakolapsa. So guys, iwewe Owen, I'm not pinpointing Tendai. Tendai in the agent wa Jeham. I don't know the boss wa Jeham, but Tendai Jeham anofana kuya inina. I know you driver and I know the ndosa kwakwana musuyanda kati my manager ngatore number registration number zemota yako ukavhunduka kuti why are you taking registration number zemota yangu. No, in case of tomorrow because zvinhu zvakuitika panapa ndizvinzwisisa. Kana manager wangu I can call him anogona kunge aripo ndakakuudza kuti zvinhu zvakuitika panapa ndizvinzwisisa. Manager tora address iri pamota, tora registration number iri pamota. Ndosaka ndapa Mr. Matanda number idzi because ndosaka ndakadzitora musi iwoyo. Guys, ngaterege kusora chitenderera. Ndinotori nechat yakatumirwa nemurungu wako Owen yakanyora
makaregere kutaura ndiripo ndichipo ndichichera boho inini kana muchiti nini ndindochera boho handitika makaregere kutaura kuti Owen watiwe wasaita pane mvura iri kupi handika kana papasina mvura then imimi ndiri kuona zvangu kuti pane zvinhu zvamuri kunzvenga ofuti zvinhu izvozvo zvichakubatai because inini I will be there. That is kana nyaya yakadai inini I will be there and I will testify kuti imimi you are wrong pakadai nepakadai zvamunoziva. Inini I cannot tell you kuti isamapai pakati because you are the one who was in front of me. Ndimi wandaitevera. So how can I tell boss wangu inini because imimi muchiuya ndichiuya inini I came because of you handika unless kana muchiti imimi Tendai is the one angari mberi kwangu. Yes, kana ari angari mberi kwangu chitaura ina Tendai wachona inini kana muchiti I will be there but I'm very sure kuti nyaya iyoyo maperera ichaita hapana zvamunotaura zvokuti muchabhadhara mari hapana munhu asina mari mudhara have so nditoriwo nemari yekuti if kana zvichiitaka imimi wachona munogona kuenda kujeri because imimi are the one who said mune service yamunopa vanhu yamusingapi imimi. Inini ndakaita nharo nemi inini mufu wachona uyu ndichinoita nemi nemudhara apa munoziva kuti kuna kuti tiri kumabvazuva akuiswa mapai pakadai mukati ndakachera boho pamberi apa ndikadai ndikakusiyai imimi because you want to be smart but musiri smart mudhara zvinhu zvamusingazivika taurai nemunhu shamwari inini please help me handisi kuziva zvinhu izvi ndingori kutungamira zvangu but ini handisi kuziva because imimi are the one who is giving me problems of which you know the exact person the very person unofanira kutorana nenyaya handitika my name of which inini there is no way anogona kubatwa nemhosva kana munhu achibatwa nemhosva pamhosva iyi it will be JM construction. Why? Because ndiye ane ringi rakachera but asiye futi anofanira kutobatwa nemhosva. Imimi are the one who is nenyaya ishi. Why? Because imimi ndimakabhadhara mari shoma kumurungu muchifanira kubhadhara mari inokwanirana nemari yamakapiwa neclient but zvese izvi I didn't want to talk about it but ndatsamwa because imimi you're pointing me Owen wakazodai nezvinhu zvamunoziva. Imimi kana ndiri ndakasaita boho yes handika but musi wandakachera muna kuona mvura iri mimi. So it's now kwandiri ninika zvatova zvinhu zvinyuwani because you are trying to bring me into this issue muchida kuisa nyaya yesighting of which pasighting pachona you cannot touch me because pasighting inini makambotaura nezvesighting here. So how can you say ndiye akaita sighting ndakaita sighting kupi kana ndakaita sighting makanipa mari for that service yandakakuitirai ndipe mari yacho because handina mari yandakatambira kwamuri yesighting handiti.
Conversation that was going on between these plumbers, I call them scammers. All of them is just a group of scammers. You know, that was the conversation, back and forth, shouting at each other. And, you know, and I was like, no, I don't want you to come and drill because the shitty job that you did, it just shows that you can't even correct that mistake. If you are to come, you need to drill another one. I don't have the liberty to make you come and drill, you know, and make things shake on my ground and just doing shoddy jobs. I just want my money back. That's what I want. They started shouting each other, back and forth, telling each other, you went walk at it, my class 6, and you walk at Pamari Akada, you didn't tell us to put my class 10s are not required. And you as a person who guys, I was in shock. So, well, the neighbor who really stood by me and really helped us, now he started threatening them that he want them, he gave them time frame, and then he told them that he was going to open a case and he's going to sue the company. Now we need to involve the owner of the rig. That is the company. So he did exactly that. He went on, open a case at the police on my behalf. Guys, think I am all the way in China. I'm not at the place. I just saw myself losing the home and I had given hope. But this neighbor told me that, no, we are going to get the money. It's either they are going to drill a functioning borehole or they are going to refund the money, all the money. So he went on do that. So we put this case to the, you know, police and the docket was opened, the owner of the company was contacted, and this owner was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to call the guys who came and drill to come back and explain to me what actually happened. So this person realized that no, if we just have to deal with these bogus, we're not gonna kick them. We really have to get the money that the owner was given, and that he can talk to his employers about what really transpired. Cutting the long story short, guys, we ended up the neighbor ended up taking the driving the police officers to the company to get a full refund from them. In fact, I can say we only got the money the company was given by these guys, but the money they kept, they didn't refund it. But anyway, the larger amount is the money that was given to the company, which is better than not recovering anything at all. So I'm really thankful. So in the end, we only get partial refund, and we didn't get the other one from the guys. And I then went on to look for another company. Now I knew all the stages that are required to do. So before the new company came to drill at my house, I had to make sure that we had the permit to do so. We applied the permit. We actually find someone who is really good at surveying, so that we were not going to drill where water is not. And the company was really professional, and everything was done way better as compared to the previous company. Remember, my sisters pay money to this company without a receipt. They were not given any receipt. And to this new company that came, now we had receipts, everything was in order. So guys, my advice is, sometimes before you lose money, you have to be really careful about the person you are dealing with. There are some things that are required, especially balls in Harare. You are required to have a permit to have them, and the companies that you can get this permit from, the company is Miami Sub-Catchment or one, and it is found in Newlands. So guys, I just want to say, kudzidza hakuperi. As we go, we make mistakes, and also learn from those mistakes. Those who come behind us, like if you are one of my subscribers and you are watching this video, you know my story, the mistakes I've done. I'm just praying that when it's your turn, go through the same errors I've done. So sometimes we do things. I realize that even when Zimbabwe contractor, they are too reluctant to ask for these special things, like, okay, I want to receive, I want to do it right, they just pay. Sometimes if you take even the case now, coming to the last part, what I'm saying is, sometimes when we ask people to help us, manage the project that are happening back home, when it comes to payments and, having the job done, I think they sometimes overlook the most important thing. They don't think about a job being done in a very bad way, whereby maybe you need to sue each other and take each other to court. There are some evidences that are required, such as having receipts, having written agreements, signed agreements, or even receipts from the companies. Kanabachiti, they provide this job, they do this service. If you pay somebody, I think there should be a form or some form of an agreement, or kunyorerana pass, that word. If you don't have an actual receipt, you can have a paper and a pen where you both sign and say, okay, on this particular day, I gave such and such a person such and such an amount, and you sign down. That person will also sign that I have agreed such and such an amount. In cases whereby, if things go wrong, you have somewhere to start, you have somewhere to show, or something to show, which was one of my fears now fighting these guys. Good, okay, we don't have a receipt. We don't have anything that shows that they came and drilled at the house, other than the word of mouth, just the agreement that we have by word of mouth, and probably a few chats. But if it is to actually go to the courts of law, we didn't have anything to do that. So that was my worst fear, when it comes to thinking about how to recover this money. To me, I just thought kuti mari yatoenda and I'll never recover this money. I was actually thinking of or actually planning on how to raise other funds to to drill another bore. And another thing, to be honest, I actually had given up. I wanted to just think of kucheresa mugodi, zvemugodi zviya, it's legit. You find people vanocheresa mugodi and stuff like that. That was what I was just pointing for. But I know zvine disadvantages adzo in the kuti sometimes kana kukapisa or the water may dry up, migodi imwe inooma, we hear of such, so I just wanted to drill and know that we have water, we at least have enough water at the property. So I was really worried, and I had actually given up hope of ever recovering this money. But my neighbor, the one I've mentioned, really, really did a great job to help me recover this money, because he even took his time out of his busy schedule to drive, do follow-ups, conduct drafts. I'm just so blessed to have a neighbor like that. Like, I actually told him I'm really grateful of him. And in this day and age we are living in, it's very hard to find people like that. But anyway, he told me that he felt like he owed me because he was one of the people who had, recommended this person to me. So he felt like he wanted to see a functioning borehole, or he wanted to rest that I've received my money back, of which I'm really thankful for that. But I know for most people, they have had situations like what I did, and their money just went down the drain just like that. They never recovered anything, even partial, even a little out of it. Yes, we did lost money that I cannot count for. We did lost money through the people that we asked people to come and flag the ball. We had to pay money for that. I asked the plumber to come and do the plumbing part of putting the pump and doing the trenches, the pipes into the bowl to connect that with the tanks and stuff like that. And I pay for that. They just didn't do it for free. I paid for that, which is money that I also lost. But now that at the end, I'm really thankful that at the end we recovered some money that I also added to the little money I had that actually made me want to drill again. So I also added to my Plan B account that I added that money to, and find another reputable company now that did everything professionally. We got the receipts. They made sure they had us have the permits to drill on time before they started drilling, and everything was just fine. It just went so smooth, guys. These people literally drilled 2 days ago, and yesterday we had the pump part fixed, and now water is coming out. It was such a moment that I felt really like something was lifted off my shoulders. Like, I was not happy, guys, but seeing now the water coming out and actually showing and telling my sister that, oh, the water is so clean and there's a lot of it. And by the way, I had an agreement with them to drill like 40 meters, which I thought, okay, I can go an extra mile and have them drill 50 meters just in case, which I am really happy. I was really happy to pay for, though when they got to 40 meters, they even say the water was so much. Now they had reached a water body and there was a lot of water, but I just wanted them to go deeper 10 more meters, just in case. So guys, this is good news for me, coming here and telling you this, guys. Now we can actually go ahead with the other stages on the property. We are about to put the pavers, which is another part, guys. Paving also requires a lot of money, but we have done the other stages like of leveling and stuff like that. Now we are only left with the compacting, putting the gravel, and actually putting the pavers. So yeah, that's the stage now I can embark on, knowing that we have water. And you remember I told you that I want lawn, I want grass, I want flowers. Yes, we definitely needed water in the house. We can't be buying water to water the plants. It's impossible. So now having the water at home, I really feel grateful for that. I'm so happy, really, really happy. And yesterday I asked my sister whether the pump was pumping water well, and whether it's going in the tank very well, and she was like, it's everything is just so normal. The water is pressure and everything is working perfectly, which is something that just made me rest and feel really, really grateful for that. So guys, I just thought I should come and give you an update on the house, because I know it's been long since I spoke about the house. These days I'm mainly talking about things that you can buy from China, the businesses you can start, and the shipment, the shipping and stuff like that, which I know that a lot of these things that we talk about, most of these things you can find them here in China. And yeah, if you want to know more about that, just go down, find my videos, and you can learn more, and you can either realize that you have been looking for such a thing, and that I can get you from China and ship to Zimbabwe. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video right to this end. And if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead, subscribe. I'm really thankful for you making that decision today to follow my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. It's goodbye for now. Bye.